There it goes. Oh, the inner workings of podcaster voice, baby. I'm telling you.
It's all good times. In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast, we're doing part 3 of bipolar disorder. This was originally meant to be 2 episodes, but you guys, if you've listened to my podcast, you know how it goes. We get
digress.
into the weeds sometimes. It's fine. But this is part 3 of bipolar disorder. We're going to discuss it, get just a brief overview of what we covered in the last 2 episodes, and then move on to further information. And as usual, we're giving away free stuff. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right back.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying, like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this antique over here out of Detroit.
Spawned in the hellfires of Motown.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
Stationed in Drambuie. It's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit.
Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit. It's in Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? This is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist, and we are here with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
Yeah, you are.
That is Matt Fox, the other voice you hear.
What's up?
We're here in the palatial Podcast Your Voice Southfield Studios, doing a podcast, having a beverage, and hanging out.
It's a Monday.
As we usually do. It's a Monday evening. That's typically where we're at. Other than last Monday when Matt and I were out golfing. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh, you asshole.
But we're here doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about bipolar disorder. And this is part 3. Before we get started with the episode, let me tell you folks where you can find me. My website is motorcityhypnotist.com. I know fair season is about and active. And right now I don't have any fairs scheduled, but I know they're coming up, and if somebody bails on you or you're having issues with entertainment, go to the website, motorcityhypnotist.com, check on shows, and you can have a quote within minutes.
Yep.
My social media links are Facebook and YouTube are both Motor City Hypnotist. Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok are all Motor City Hypno.
Can I say it?
You can say it.
It's HYPNO.
Motor City Hypno, HYPNO.
I love that.
And as we've done every episode, going back to number 1, and we're on episode 309, I think.
Something like that. It's up there.
We're up there. I had it earlier. I don't know where it is, but text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. And within minutes, you'll have your free hypnosis guide and also a link that will ask you to leave a review for the Motor City Hypnotist on Google, which would be greatly appreciated. You can review the website. You can review the podcast. You can review, if you've seen a show I've done, you can review that as well. All reviews are accepted there. So check that out. I would greatly appreciate that review.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
Here we go.
And wherever you're listening,
like
podcast, whatever platform, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, whatever it is,
whatever platform,
whatever it is,
subscribe.
That's the important thing, so that you'll just get the new episodes whenever they drop. And the big thing is leave a review, because that helps us. And I know I'm guilty of this myself. I listen to a lot of things. I don't often leave positive reviews. but I should do that more often. It's a lesson for me to follow as I tell you to do it. But leave a review because that helps us get more listeners. And that is kind of the whole goal.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Here we go.
It is time, Matt.
I'm so
Winner of the
excited.
week.
That's how winning is done.
The winner of the week better be a fucking dog.
A dog. It's not a dog.
God damn it.
It could be an animal, though.
All right.
Maybe like a fox. Matt Fox is our winner of the week this week. He's a repeat winner of the week. He was originally a winner of the week because he competed and finished a Tough Mudder contest a couple of years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
I was with Matt last Monday, a week ago from today, on the golf course, and Matt hit a hole-in-one.
It was fun.
Matt hit a hole-in-one, Westburn Golf Course in South Rockwood, Michigan.
Yeah.
Hole 10. 185 yards or so on a par 3. Matt steps up. Well, let me give you the scenario because I hit first.
Yep.
I hit one. The flight, I'm like, be good.
All right.
Wait.
You hit first because you had honors. Okay. And that's the whole thing. Whoever hit better on the previous hole goes first.
Right.
And you had honors.
Yes.
Because I was sucking my own blah, blah, blah all day long. So yes, you stepped up, you hit the ball.
I stepped up
go
first.
On.
Perfect draw flight. I think I hit a 6-iron. It's drawn right towards the flag. I see it bounce on the green and roll past the hole. So I'm probably a good 15 feet past the hole. Matt steps up next, hits his shot, same exact shape. This thing draws right towards the flag. I see it bounce on the green and then I lose it. And I'm like, oh, I saw it bounce on the green, Matt. I think you're good. I think we're dancing.
I told it to get pretty.
Right.
I said, get pretty.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
So we get in the cart. Driving up to the hole, and I see my ball on the back of the green. I don't see Matt's ball.
Nope, my ball was not on the green.
And I'm like, I saw it bounce. I know I saw it bounce on the green. And Matt was doubtful.
I was very doubtful.
I was very doubtful.
I thought I went over.
He's like, oh no, it's on the side or it's in the back.
Yeah.
And as we get closer and closer to the green, there's only one ball on the green, and it's mine.
Yeah.
So we get out, start walking up to the green. I'm like, let's go to the cup.
I
saw it bounce.
I was so apprehensive.
I know. You were so nervous. I think you were shaking.
I wasn't shaking. I was just like, there's no way that I could have hit a hole-in-one because it had never happened in my lifetime.
Right. So we stroll up to the hole, look down. There's the ball.
Yeah. And it was in the cup, and I made it really awkward.
Oh, no, you didn't. I
started cheering.
Freaked out, Matt. I was like,
you went, Matt!
I started screaming.
The guys waiting for us were like, what the hell?
The foursome on the tee are like, they were happy, though.
They were happy.
They started clapping. They knew what happened.
It was an experience.
Yes.
And for those of you that haven't had the experience of hitting one ace, it's definitely something that you will cherish for a very, very long time.
So I told Matt, I'm like, put that ball somewhere safe. Don't play that ball on the next hole.
I hit it on the next one and lost it.
No, you did not.
No, I did.
No, I know, because you listened to me. I said, put that somewhere where you know it is. No, this is the hole-in-one ball.
Yep.
It's got to be preserved. Put it in your bag.
As I had mentioned on the man cave, I always mark my balls with my initials.
You do, MF.
With an MF.
Right.
So it's my MF and ball. And yes, so I have it. It's my MF and ball.
Nice.
And
we need to get you a nice display case.
Yeah.
To put that on your shelf and brag to people.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I just
you do that. You need to brag.
It was an experience. And here's the thing. I actually shared the moment with my parents and with my partner,
absolutely,
and my leader at work. And my leader at work is a big golfer. He's a big golfer.
He is. Nice.
And he asked if he could post those pictures that you took.
Yeah.
On the landing page for all of the team members at work.
Oh, fantastic.
So this entire past week and even today, I'm getting folks that are saying congratulations, that's great. But they're saying, I love the shirt because
you have a shirt with foxes on it.
It's a green shirt with foxes all over it. So, but it's been an experience.
It's funny, Matt, you say that because Kendra, my missus, when she saw the photo, she's like, oh, I totally get the shirt.
Mhm.
Yeah, she totally got it.
Yeah. When I called my father, he was very proud.
Oh,
And my mother
fantastic.
was very
Oh,
proud. They were
awesome.
they were like, that's really cool. I'm really proud of you. My father told me a golf joke.
Yes.
Because as my father does, and I'll share this for winner of the week.
Yes.
He said, so these two older gentlemen, they've been golfing together for years. And and it's they are like every time they go out, they start at 8 and they're done by 3, and he's home by 3:30. Right.
Yep.
So this one day, these two gentlemen, they go out golfing, and the gentleman steps up to the tee, and he hits his ball, and it's a great shot. His buddy steps up. He doesn't get home. The first guy that shot, he doesn't get home until about 8:00 that evening, and his wife is freaking out.
Oh, where are you?
And she's like, what's going on? And, she's like, you're always home by 3:30. What happened? He's like, well, first shot, I went up there and swung the ball 150 yards right down the middle. It was just not long, but it was perfect. It was right down the middle. Then Charlie steps up to the tee and hits his ball and drops dead of a heart attack right there. And his wife is like, oh my God, what happened? What took you so long? Why didn't you call me? He's like, well, we started. So, I go and I hit my next shot, drag Charlie along. Hit my next shot, drag Charlie along. Because once you start around, you don't stop.
No,
so
you're there. You're there for the duration, no matter how bad it gets.
Right.
Because I will say, after Matt's hole-in-one, I was already having a fairly good round.
You were having a great
felt like
round.
I was good.
Yeah.
I felt like I was doing really good, but I got pumped up after his hole-in-one. Being the one who witnessed it, I didn't even hit it.
You were pumped. I was so
fired.
amped up. Yes.
And I think that the next two holes were par 5s in a row.
Yeah.
And
we didn't par shit.
No, but we were having so much fun after the fact.
We were.
It didn't matter.
It did.
Yeah.
I was like, I might as well retire now.
At that point, it didn't matter if I shot a 20 on a hole.
It didn't matter.
We were happy. So
it was
Matt Fox, hole-in-one on hole number 10 at Westburn Golf Course in South Rockwood.
Put my name on that plaque.
185 yard.
I don't care.
Five iron.
It was a 5 iron.
Iron.
Yeah, because I'm weak.
Perfect. No, it doesn't matter. You put it in the hole. It doesn't matter if you're using your driver to get 100 yards.
That's
or
fair.
180 yards.
That's fair.
Doesn't matter.
That's
You're
fair.
good. Definitely winner of the week.
Thanks,
for
man.
sure.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
That's how winning is done.
Yes, it is. Good times with Matt.
So, back to it.
See, I'm kind of curious because as things progress, as you relive the stories that you experience, I'm wondering how much more embellished that story is going to become over the coming years.
I mean,
and
how
decades.
can you embellish it? You hit a ball, it went in the hole.
You can't embellish
that
perfection.
That is it.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, you could say I don't know. No, there's no way to construe that.
I used a pitching wedge.
Doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. It
For
doesn't matter.
185
I don't care if
yards.
you hit it with a baseball bat. It still went in the hole. So it's all good.
Yes. All right. So we
folks.
need to, speaking of, we got to switch gears.
Yeah, we're definitely
So,
switching gears.
Part 3.
Part 3 of bipolar disorder.
Yes.
So in the first couple of episodes, if you haven't listened to those, you can go back and catch those and come back here, or you can listen to this and go back. Doesn't matter. You get all the information anyway. So we talked about what bipolar disorder is. We defined it, and we talked about the manic episodes and the depressive episodes, and also discuss why bipolar is no longer called manic depression.
Yes.
Again, that kind of just changed because it was a better descriptor of what this disease
The
is.
DSM-5 kind of changed it up a little bit.
Yep. And then we talked about the types of bipolar disorder, the 4 types. So what we're going to talk about now, leading in as far as continuing on this bipolar disorder podcast, a lot of questions come up like, okay, bipolar disorder, it's a mood disorder, and you get these highs and these lows, and they vary, and some can be more severe than others. But a lot of questions come up like, what's the difference between borderline personality disorder and bipolar disorder. It's a fair question.
Can you be both?
You could be both.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have very similar symptoms, and that's why they're often confused with each other, but they're at the same time distinct. So bipolar disorder involves a long-standing pattern of abrupt moment-to-moment swings in moods. Behavior, self-image are also triggered as far as interactions go. Self-injury is also common in bipolar disorder.
Is like cutting or you say self-harm, so I'm asking.
So non-suicidal self-harm, but cutting could be so I got to jump back because I misspoke. These are symptoms of borderline personality disorder. Again, abrupt moment-to-moment mood changes, behavior and self-image issues, non-suicidal self-injury. That would be people, and I have a lot of clients who experience this, typically adolescent females. I don't know why this is the case, but they cut. A lot of adolescent females have cutting behaviors, and that's part of a borderline personality disorder.
It could be their legs, it could be their
typically it's
thigh.
hidden places where people can't see, so it's not visible, unfortunately. So, but bipolar disorder is different as far as borderline goes, because it involves a distinct longer lasting episodes of mania or hypomania and or depression. So with borderline, it can flip from moment to moment. With bipolar disorder, there are extended periods of time of these cycles.
And going back to a couple episodes ago, you said those extended times could be months.
It could be.
It could be a year. It could be a week. But they're extended periods of time.
So I think I used this example in one of the prior in part 1 or 2, but I have clients who have bipolar disorder. Sometimes their cycles happen once a year. They kind of know
it's seasonal
because it happens at the same time every year, which kind of makes sense because it depends on the time of the year, and there are a lot of factors that go into that, weather, isolation, being inside, whatever it is.
Sure.
But yes, those periods tend to be longer in length than bipolar disorder. Or I'm sorry, than borderline personality.
Appreciate that.
I'm using 2 B words. I keep swapping them.
It's the welcome cocktail.
So here's the other question is, who does bipolar disorder affect? Like, how does it happen? Can it be random? Is it genetic? Does it come from experiences or events in your life?
And we talked about the whole genetic piece, because everybody's brain is wired differently. Your parents may have experience by being bipolar, or they were manic depressive, or they were, whatever. But your brain is wired differently. Yes, there are genetics involved, but you are who you are.
Right.
And nobody can change that. And you're beautiful that way.
Well, here's the thing. The only person can change it is yourself.
My point. You're beautiful that way. So either understand it and embrace it, or give up. Right. And I hate to say it like that.
No, but that is a situation a lot of people get into.
Yes.
They give up because they feel overwhelmed by it.
Because they don't have folks like yourself to walk them through phase 1, phase 2, step 1, step 2, whatever you want to call it. Everyone is wired differently. And yes, you will learn from experiences in your life. The way that your parents handled it, and it may come down to how you want to handle it, but you want to tweak it. You want to make that small change so you can be better.
Absolutely.
Than what you've already experienced.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So the other question that comes up is like who does bipolar affect? Like, when does it happen? How does it happen?
Well, you mentioned adolescent females.
We did. But that was with borderline.
That's borderline, but it can progress too.
It could. So in general, bipolar can affect anyone. I mean, just like any other disease, you could have the unlucky draw and this could affect you. That's just a fact. But the average age of onset, a majority of people with bipolar exhibit symptoms in their middle 20s.
Mid-20s?
So mid-20s.
And this is kind of, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
This goes back to what we spoke about a number of episodes back, where it was that quarter life crisis.
Yes, the quarter life crisis comes into play, but also most severe mental illnesses, majority of the cases kind of come out in the early 20s.
Okay.
So things like schizophrenia,
sure,
things like major depression,
okay,
things like anxiety disorder, they tend to develop in the early 20s. So this kind of fits into that time frame. Now, there are situations, and again, this is just a generalization, because there have been reported cases of bipolar disorder in younger children or older adults, ages 40 or 50s even. But that's rare.
Yeah.
Percentage-wise, I can't place it. There's no data that backs that up. But again, a majority of the time, if you have bipolar disorder, you're typically seeing symptoms in your mid-20s.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and Dave, as technology gets better, as we understand the brain more and more, we're going to start to be able to diagnose certain brain conditions, any condition,
right, when
they're in their adolescence,
right.
And I would say in the next 50 years, you're going to see that in toddlers, where they're going to be able to diagnose, okay, their brain is still growing, but they're going to be able to pinpoint, kind of like how they can change the genetics of a DNA.
That would be fantastic if we could get to that point.
I'm predicting that,
right?
Because technology is already further ahead than it was yesterday.
Sure.
And we're only going to get better and smarter, and AI is going to be a big part of that.
It will. but here's the thing with AI. It pulls from data that's already been established.
It will.
That's what it does. So it is it's doing a scientist's job in seconds.
Yeah.
Is what it's doing.
Yes, it is. And that's why I'm giving it 50 years of we're going to be able to tell in toddlers,
right,
what if they're going to suffer from,
if they're more presupposed to these
Thank
conditions.
Thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely.
I just see it. I envision it. I know it's there. It's just we may not be around when it happens, right?
So whether you're 25 or even in your 50s, it could happen. Bipolar could happen. Again, that later it's rarer, but it does still happen. But here's the thing. Bipolar disorder, as far as male-female split, it's about equal as far as the data goes.
It's 50-50.
But
at what age?
It tends to affect them differently.
Well, yeah, but it's going to affect everybody differently because everyone is unique.
But there's a distinction between males and females in the studies.
What are those distinctions at this point?
Females with bipolar disorder often switch moods more quickly.
You don't say.
Meaning the time frame of these cycles is shorter.
Okay.
People with bipolar disorder who experience 4 or more manic or depressive episodes in a year is called rapid cycling.
Right. We that was in episode 1.
We mentioned that
of this series. Yes.
So varying levels of sex hormones and thyroid hormones, together with tendency for females to be prescribed antidepressants more often, may contribute to this rapid cycling in females.
And they're prescribed those medications at an earlier age.
It could be. Maybe so.
Yeah.
So when we talk about bipolar disorder, like what percentage of the population is affected? Like how many people have this?
Well, how many people are there in the world?
Well, that's a great question. So bipolar disorder affects approximately 5.7 million people in the United States.
Just in the US.
Just in the US.
Just in the United States.
And I'll make this argument that it's probably more because many people don't seek treatment.
Right.
Or don't acknowledge it. And I will also say this is also a very, I'll say, sobering statistic for the United States.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
We're one of the most developed countries in the world.
Yeah.
And
behind China and
but I mean, you're talking about even third world countries may not have that level or that percentage. So I again, we can take those figures and try and figure that out, but I don't know I don't know what the answer is to that.
I think those statistics. I think those statistics may change by the administration in charge.
Well, that could happen. You're right. It could be totally different tomorrow. We don't know.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's hard to say. So, folks, here's what we're gonna do. We have a lot of information left.
Are we going to do a part 4?
We are going to do a part 4.
Let's do a part 4.
We have a lot of stuff left to cover. And I don't, and I know people who are listening, they're like, why do you split this up so often? It's because there's so much information. And I want to make sure you get the information you need that you can deal with what you're dealing with. Honestly. So a lot of times we break these up into multiple episodes because nobody's going to listen for 3 hours. Let's be honest.
No.
That's. I mean, we're not Joe Rogan. We're not going to be on the air for 4 hours.
And in your defense, our winner of the week took a little bit longer than normal.
It did, because we had fun with that, and we were enjoying talking about our fun day out and our fantastic memories that we made.
It was worth the day off.
Absolutely. All righty, folks. So we're going to come back with bipolar disorder part 4 in the next episode. So those of you on Facebook Live, stay with us. We're going to record another episode. Those of you on audio and whatever platform you're on, you can skip ahead to the next episode, or if it's not there, it will be there in the next Tuesday or Thursday.
Game on.
From where you're at.
Here we go.
Before we go.
Oh, who is it this time?
Somebody needs a home.
Who is it?
We've switched it up, Matt.
Who is it? Is it a cat?
Tang. It is a cat.
Oh, look at that.
There we go.
Sweet. Oh, she's
it's
adorable.
Detroit Dog Rescue, but they have this cat. Her name is
his name
is Tang.
He's named after the astronaut.
The
juice.
Astronaut orange drink.
Yes,
absolutely. He's a domestic short hair. He's a neutered male.
Short hair is good for folks that might
have allergy issues.
Allergies to the dander and what have you.
He's about 15 pounds. Dog friendly unknown, cat friendly unknown.
Ooh.
Kids older than 8.
Okay.
Activity level is medium. So Tang is waiting.
Come on.
She was born.
He was born.
He was born in 2020.
All right, so he's about 5 years old.
5 years old.
All right, so he's got he's got his "you're an asshole" attitude.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Take a look, Matt. If you want to look at the photo closer.
Come on. He's adorable.
He is.
I love the color. He's got the white face with the orange around his eyes.
Yeah, I do love the coloring. Yeah. So Tang needs a home.
Please.
DetroitDogRescue.com/adopt. Check it out. Tang could be sitting on your lap in tomorrow.
We do need to have Kristen here from Detroit Dog Rescue.
We do.
We really do.
We need to get her in, and I'm going to make this promise at the end of an episode, but we're going to do an episode on how pets help mental health. We're going to have her on, and we're going to have her here. She would
love that.
Absolutely.
She'll be here.
So anyway, Tang needs a home. DetroitDogRescue.com/adopt. Alrighty, folks. Again, Facebook Live people, stick around. We're doing another episode. Change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time. In this episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast, we are talking about bipolar disorder. This is part 4. I know it's been a lot of episodes, but there's a lot of ground to cover, and I want to make sure you have all the information you need if you or one of your loved ones is suffering with bipolar disorder. And as usual, we're giving away free stuff. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right back.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying, like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this take over here out of Detroit.
Spawned in the hellfires of Motown. Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
Stationed in Drambuie. It's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit.
Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit to Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? This is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist, and we are here with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
I know it's part 4.
It is part 4,
but it's worth it.
It is worth it. Definitely. The other voice is Matt Fox.
Hi.
He's hanging out, helping me out, producing the podcast, and appreciation to you, Matt. I appreciate it.
Thank you, David.
And we're here in the palatial Podcast Your Voice Southfield Studios. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, you know,
enjoying a drink, just hanging out with friends, having a good time.
Clink that plastic glass.
There we go.
Chunk.
Cheers, brother.
Plink.
Yep.
Plink. Is it plink? Plastic clink? Plink?
I don't know about plastic. It would be like thud. I don't know.
Thud.
So we're here doing a podcast. Let me tell you first, folks, where you can find me. My website is motorcityhypnotist.com. Check it out. It's got all kinds of areas you can check out as far as shows, as far as personal sessions, as far as information, a bunch of stuff on there. Check it out. Facebook and YouTube are both Motor City Hypnotist. Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok are all Motor City Hypno. Matt?
I'm sorry, HYPNO.
There we go.
Hypno. Hungry Hypnos.
And as we've done on every episode, going back to number 1, and we're at number 309 or 10 right now, we're giving away a free hypnosis guide. It's a PDF I wrote. It's a couple of pages. It's not too deep, too detailed, but it gives you an overview of what hypnosis is, kind of dispels some myths and misconceptions, and you can have that for free.
Yes.
By texting the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510.
Do it.
And if you're in your car, you're listening somewhere where you can't write this down, just go to my website, motorcityhypnotist.com. It's the same phone number. Text the word hypnosis to the number you find there.
Please.
You'll have your hypnosis guide within a couple of minutes, and also a link that takes you to my Google business page where you can leave a review, which I would greatly appreciate because it helps us just get in front of more people, have a better evaluation, a rating, whatever you call it. And it just gets us out there. So I would appreciate that very much.
Yes, do it. Worth it.
And wherever you're listening, whatever podcast platform you're on, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever it is, leave a review and also connect, like, subscribe, whatever it is on your platform so that you get the program whenever it drops every Tuesday, Thursday. All righty.
Okay, here we go.
It is time.
It's a real one.
Yours was a real one, man.
That's how winning is done.
All right. We always like these winners of the week, and we also love it when they're animal stories.
Is it a dog?
It is a dog.
Sweet.
Yes. It's a Chihuahua again. We had a Chihuahua last week as winner of the week, or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the last
What is it with
episodes.
the Chihuahuas?
I don't know.
All right. Bring it.
Okay. The first sentence is going to blow your mind.
All right.
A 2-legged Chihuahua. Just that.
My brain just blew
named
up.
Champ.
Okay.
His name is Champ.
All right.
Detected a potentially fatal heart attack before his owner ever felt symptoms, saving his life in the process.
Holy shit.
Yeah. 63-year-old Andrew Kuzik says Champ's unusual behavior, hugging his chest and whining, prompted life-saving medical attention.
That's brilliant.
It made Cusack take the chest tightening feeling seriously, and his wife called for help. He had emergency surgery during which his heart stopped beating twice, but survived to make a steady recovery.
Because of the puppy.
Yep. I was just watching TV when Champ came up to me, Cusick from Locust Grove, Georgia.
What was he watching?
Recounted to the English news outlet SWNS. He hugged my chest right about where my heart is and made a whine I've never heard him utter before.
Huh.
Shortly after that, I started having chest pains.
Oh my gosh.
Champ, who was born missing 2 legs, is one of 6 rescue Chihuahuas that share Cusick's mobile home with him and his wife, Pamela. He had a minor heart attack once before, which caused him to take symptoms like the chest pain more seriously.
I really enjoy stories about animals
I always gravitate to these
that predicts, ailments
like-
for us as humans.
Yes,
I love these
it's
stories.
It's fascinating. Moved by Champ's persistent whimpering, Cusick's wife dialed 911 for an ambulance and he was rushed about 30 miles to the hospital in Atlanta, where doctors performed emergency surgery.
He won't listen to me. He'll listen to the freaking dog.
Right. The doctor showed me this giant thing blocking my heart right after surgery, he said. He said in his career, he's never seen anything like it. I know for sure that without Champ, I wouldn't be here, he added, saying the dog did the same thing shortly before he was diagnosed with brain cancer.
Oh my God.
Just one of several forms of cancer he's currently battling. I have a soft spot in my heart for dogs who have been abandoned, especially Chihuahuas, even though they get a bad rap because of their barking, Cusick said. Most of my dogs have special needs too. One is blind, and they become a complete blessing to me. Cusick, a self-described born-again Christian, sees profound meaning in his survival through Champ's remarkable abilities. I think for some strange reason, during all my cancers, the Lord wants me to be on this earth, he said, pointing out Champ as a third pillar of his strength alongside Pamela and his faith.
Oh,
I love him with all my heart. He's just incredible. Whenever people see him, they immediately fall in love with him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, great story.
I love that.
Yeah, Chihuahua
I'm a little
verklempt
over here. No, I thoroughly
Gets
enjoy.
me a little teary-eyed.
I thoroughly enjoy animals that are so in tune with their humans
Mhm.
that they're able to help that human to recognize what they're not recognizing. He was sitting there watching a television show and he knew he was having chest pains, but the dog said, "You know what? You should pay more attention to what's happening right now." And it definitely did that. Champ was a champ.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it.
Definitely. Winner of the week.
That's how winning is done.
Before we jump into part 4,
Yes.
I'm going to share a quick little quip with you.
Absolutely.
My band teacher in 7th and 8th grade had a little paper on a piece of paper on his window in his office, and it was a picture of a dog, and it said, "Missing dog. Missing left ear, has 3 legs, half of a tail, blind in one eye, goes by the name of Lucky."
Yeah, that's about right.
So
that works.
With Champ born with only 2 legs, and to still have the gumption, saying,
Right.
"Hey, you saved me. Let
I'm gonna
me
save
save
you."
you." I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic story. Oh, sorry.
Oh, what are we
We're not
doing?
done yet. No,
Turn
no,
it down.
no.
Turn it. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Hold on.
What are we doing?
I'm
So,
an idiot.
Are we back to it?
Back to it.
All right, let me do it. All right, so you don't have to play it.
Okay.
You ready? So just stop. You ready?
Yep.
So back to it.
All right.
Here we go.
We're back into bipolar disorder, part 4. I know we've covered a lot of ground and a lot of information, but I want to make sure everybody has the information they need as far as if you yourself or if somebody you know is suffering with bipolar disorder, this information can help you. So we covered what bipolar, we've done 3 episodes. Go back. You can jump ahead or listen to this one and go back. Doesn't matter. You're going to get all the information. So what are the defining signs of bipolar disorder? How does somebody know that they really have this? Because I do this myself. I self-diagnose all the time.
Yourself.
Google is not a friend when you're looking for medical diagnoses, because every day I could have cancer or something lethal, and it's not the case. Well, that I know of.
Okay, WebMD
Yeah.
is probably, and it's a very useful tool, but I will say it's probably the worst thing that we can look at.
People get fixated on that, and it doesn't. It just gives you information. It doesn't necessarily apply to you, because you have to be examined and diagnosed.
Yes.
And
we talked about this earlier, because depression can set on at any time. Everyone experiences death in their life, but it's how you handle said grief that's going to pull you through. And some people fixate themselves, and then they start to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for them to pull themselves out of that rabbit hole, right? But then things start to change in your brain. Your brain starts to rewire itself because you get fixated on these things. And that's where some of these things may come to be.
It could be.
Whether it be bipolar or whatever. It's
general depression.
Right. It leads down so many paths. Right. So I'm excited for part 4. So what are we looking at now?
Okay. So what are the symptoms? How do you know if you have this?
Yes.
The defining sign of bipolar 1 disorder is a manic episode that lasts at least a week.
Right. And we did cover this.
And we did cover this in episode 1 or 2, I believe.
Yes.
While people with bipolar 2 disorder experience hypomanic episodes, which means very, very extreme manic episodes.
And extreme manic episodes means can't sleep. Your brain won't shut off.
Yep.
Right.
And again, with a severe manic episode, again, very risky behaviors, promiscuity, shoplifting, things like that.
Shopping in general.
Just to get you, overspending, promiscuity. Yes. It all kind of comes together. When you're in this manic episode, you're not making rational decisions. But a lot of bipolar disorder clients experience both hypomanic and manic depressive episodes. So it doesn't always follow a set, I guess, pattern.
No.
For a better way of saying it. They may experience different moods or different feelings within a couple of days.
What would those feelings be?
Either a feeling of extreme heightened like awareness, and when I say that, I mean a manic episode where your mind is so active you can't sleep, you can't focus. It's just seeking out some sort of
where you're starting
satisfaction.
You're starting something but not finishing it, moving on to the next before you finalize.
Or again, we talk about these extreme risky behaviors. Again, drinking more, promiscuity, shoplifting, things that
they know they shouldn't be doing it, but they are.
But they get a feeling from it. They get a satisfaction.
And that's
from
what was that feeling? It's a satisfaction. What is that feeling? Is that they just can't shut it off?
Yeah,
because they don't want to.
They feel compelled.
Oh, they compelled.
Can't shut it off.
They want to shut it off, but they can't.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Got it.
So mood changes in bipolar disorder can happen over a period of weeks, months, or even years sometimes. So you could have cycles that you may go years without having a manic episode and then have it. So it's not time.
It's not a time
constrained.
Bound thing. No, it's not time bound. All right.
Yeah, it's not time bound.
But here's the thought process for me is someone that hasn't had an episode for a couple of years.
Yep.
They start having an episode. Can they recognize that they're having an episode?
See, here's the problem. When they're in that manic stage, their brain is not functioning as it should.
So they're not recognizing
so they're not recognizing the danger. Or part of them might be, but that other part is just overtaking and saying, I want the endorphins. I want the thrill of stealing this.
Got it.
Or I want the thrill of being promiscuous.
Yes.
or I want the thrill of doing something dangerous.
It's a very dangerous episode.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
Absolutely. So when we talk about mania specifically, again, how do you know if you're in a manic stage or if you're just happy? That's a great question. So here's the signs and symptoms of a manic episode: excessive happiness, hopefulness, and excitement. Now you look at that and you think, that's a good thing. It could be, but if it's not based in reality, that's where the problem comes in. Restlessness, rapid speech and racing thoughts, increased energy and less need for sleep. We talked about that in the previous episodes. Increased impulsivity and poor judgment, such as like suddenly just quitting your job.
Right.
Reckless risk-taking behavior, such as drug and alcohol misuse, and having unsafe or unprotected sex. We talked about promiscuity. Feeling like you're unusually important, talented, or powerful. Now, this is a weird one in this.
That's a borderline of bipolar and narcissism.
Well, yes, exactly. Or borderline. You said the word. Yeah. It fits into all those categories. So that feels like it's kind of out in left field. But here's the big thing. A psychosis is also a common factor of a manic episode.
See, that's the first time I believe that you've mentioned the word psychosis.
It's the first time. People in a really severe manic episode can have hallucinations or delusions. It's a psychotic break.
And everybody's different. What do those hallucinations look like? Everyone's wired differently.
See that.
And it takes
it's impossible to answer that because again, everyone's different.
That's why I asked. It is an impossible question to answer because everybody is wired differently. People will see different things based on the episode they're going through and the break that they're having.
And it's all based on your own experiences, your life experiences, your history.
Your
mindset.
Go on.
So this may answer the question you had earlier, Matt. Most people experience a manic episode are unaware of the negative consequences.
Yeah, they don't because they're
not thinking about the consequences. They're just thinking about doing what they want to do.
Because and I'll say it bluntly, because they don't care.
Right. At that point, they don't.
They don't.
That's really, So the other end of the spectrum is the depressive side of bipolar disorder.
Okay, so that's the other side of the hill.
Yep.
Where they're coming up the hill. It's a cycle. They're coming up the hill. They've had their episode, and they're coming down from it. Now they're realizing the repercussions, the consequences.
That could be.
And now they start to get themselves into a depressive state where, what did I do?
Again, and these are symptoms that apply to general depression for any person, but overwhelming sadness, low energy and fatigue, lack of motivation, feelings of hopelessness or worthlessness, loss of enjoyment, difficulty concentrating, uncontrollable crying, irritability, increased need for sleep.
It is a vicious, and I say the word vicious, it's a vicious cycle.
It is. It is a vicious cycle.
When you're in that, when you're ups and you're downs, when you're down, you are down. You are very down.
Yep.
And you can't figure out how to get yourself out of it.
Absolutely.
And then you find something, promiscuity, overspending, that's going to bring you back.
That gives you that thrill.
Up that cycle.
That gives you that excitement.
It's such a vicious cycle.
It is.
It really is.
It's a very difficult cycle. So the question also comes up, well, what causes this? Am I likely to get this? Let's say you're 20 years old and you're saying, well, God, I don't want to get this. So here's what causes, and again, a lot of it is random.
Sure.
A lot of it is happenstance. I get it. Study-wise, there's not a specific correlation on what causes bipolar disorder.
And let me say, take your time on this part.
Yes, absolutely. So here's the thing. There's a strong belief among studies and among other, scientists or people who deal in mental health that there's a strong genetic component with bipolar disorder. It's one of the most heritable psychiatric conditions.
Heritable as in genetics?
Yes.
Okay.
Mean you inherit this, unfortunately. So if you have a parent or a grandparent who's had bipolar disorder, you are more likely to have that than somebody who hasn't had relatives with that disorder.
Would the word susceptible
Yes.
be considered?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. So the other thing is changes in your brain other than heredity. Studies have been done, and here's the problem. Like people with bipolar disorder, they've done studies and they've done brain scans, and they can't determine any difference in the brain scan with people with bipolar disorder than people who are quote unquote normal.
And that's where I had mentioned earlier in the last episode, the technology that we have now, it's only going to get better and better.
Yeah.
And we will be able to diagnose earlier the changes between normal brain and someone that is bipolar.
Right.
And it all comes down to all the studies that are being done in this day and age. It's only going to help future generations down the road. I don't want my children to have, my brain chemistry.
Right.
I want that. I want them to make their own choices. That's what we all want.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we pass shit down.
Well, and again, that's a fact of life. Unfortunately, that's what happens. I'll give you a personal example. My mom had a heart attack at 48.
Okay.
Her first one. She had two other ones.
Okay.
She had cancer.
I'm listening.
And she was also diabetic.
So the deck of cards against you right now.
And she passed away at age 72.
Sorry for your loss.
No, that's fine. It's been like almost 20 years.
Okay.
But my point being is I have to take genetics into account.
Of course.
That, okay, my mom had poor health conditions. She had cancer. She was diabetic. So all of these things play into my mind as far as how I proceed with my life to avoid those things.
When you go to the doctor and they ask you about your family's medical history, that's the point. They want to understand what you might be up against,
susceptible to.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you have a parent that had ailments.
Yeah.
Heart attack at 48. That's no small matter.
It's not.
The gentleman that had a heart attack and his dog
Yeah.
prevented it, right? That was a widowmaker he had in his
Yes,
chest, and his
yes.
dog said, "Hey, this ain't happening because you need to stick around and take care of me longer because I only have two legs."
Right.
But as we move forward as human beings, as we move forward as children with children who will have children,
Right.
we want to make sure that they know what they are susceptible to, which will only make those studies even better. Fast forward 50 years to the human brain, because we know very little about the human brain right now.
But let me just give you a anecdotal thought in my head that if we could learn more about how the brain works, we could prevent a lot of these things.
Of course.
And I'll be upfront. There are medications to address this, as there are most physical ailments or mental ailments. There is medication to address bipolar disorder.
Yes.
And much of it is very effective. But
however, there's always a however.
Yes. But the problem is you still have to deal with it. And I would say this with any other physical ailment, whether you're diabetic, whether you have heart disease, whether you're obese, that there are physical ailments that you have to address. And it's the same thing with mental ailments. They happen the same way. You don't plan on these things. Nobody sets out in their life to be 400 pounds.
No, of course not.
Right.
Of course not. But that's what you grew up with.
Right.
Right.
Somehow or another, there's some emotional or mental or psychological trauma that has affected you in some way, and that's why you're in this condition.
You have a relative, a great grandfather or grandfather that was in the war, World War II, going back even further.
Yep.
Shell shock. They were diagnosed with shell shock.
which now would be called PTSD.
Correct.
Right.
And it progresses because as the DSM as it continues to progress, there will be a 6 and a 7 and an 8 over the years to come. Things do progress.
Well, it's a good point. You bring that up, Matt. I wanna like exclamation point that, because the DSM is recently as the 1980s, the DSM still listed homosexuality as a mental disorder.
See, that's wrong.
In
this day and age.
In this day and age, it is.
But
it's how things have progressed. You learn more, you get more information, you make better decisions, better evaluations.
And when I say homosexuality is, in the DSM is a mental disorder,
right?
The DSM is wrong. It's a choice in this day and age.
Right.
And that's the choice that people make. However, that choice stemmed from somewhere.
Sure.
As a layman speaking.
Or it's just who you are.
Yeah. Because we're all wired differently.
I mean, again, and I don't want to go off on a whole tangent here, but people who are homosexual, they didn't choose this. They didn't say, "Oh, I want to be this." It's just who they are. That's how it works.
Because everybody is wired differently.
Yep.
And that's where this whole the whole bipolar, that's where this all comes to fruition. Yep. It's all about choices that you make that lead you down a cycle.
Well, and even with
or into a
disorder,
cycle.
You could make all the right choices in the world. And all of a sudden at age 26, you're hit with this, like, what is going on here? You don't know. It things could be perfect up to a certain age. And all of a sudden you start having these symptoms and you're like, what the hell is this?
What was the trigger?
But see, that's the thing. There doesn't have to be a trigger.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, exactly.
There doesn't have to be a trigger.
Exactly.
It's just something in your brain goes snap.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Or it's just there and it just doesn't come out until you're more experienced in life, let's say.
Because everybody is wired differently.
Yep.
Not everybody experiences a proverbial snap at 26.
Right, exactly.
It could happen at 45.
It could
happen at 13.
It could happen at 10.
It could happen at 65.
Right.
There's so many questions about this extreme. And I say the word extreme because it does affect you personally, but the people around you.
Oh, absolutely.
And
your family goes through so much with somebody who's dealing with bipolar disorder or any other mental illness.
And they can either choose to confront it or move away from it.
Well, and see, and that's a tough thing because a lot of times with mental, especially with, I'll generalize here, especially with males, they tend to resist getting treatment.
Okay.
Females are much more open to going to therapy, talking to people, to talking about their issues. Males tend to be like, I'm tough. I don't need that. I'm okay.
I don't need directions.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just, that they'll be very.
No! Don't shut me up.
Yeah, that's a male.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Because we don't want to be told how to how to get better.
And also, it's seen as a weakness as far as the male masculinity. It seems a weakness to have a mental illness.
There are it's like an onion. You have to peel the level.
Yep.
So children that have parents that are suffering from bipolar, those bipolar disorders that are out there, how do they choose to deal or confront or support or leave?
Yeah.
What compels it's a tough question.
It is because it depends on you go back to Matt. Everybody has a different brain. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody has their own individuality, but there's no simple answer to that. Some people will leave. Some people will be supportive. Some people want to be active and try to fix things. It just depends on the person.
Okay, so I'm having a little PTSD moment.
No, you're good.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
And I've been on both sides. And it's very difficult. You support the person.
Yep.
And then you're trying to help the folks that don't want to support the person, but you're trying to get them to want to support the person. It's a very difficult fine line.
Well, here's the other thing: you support the person to what level?
Right.
That's the hard thing.
Where do you as the individual draw the line?
You support at what point does your support you
You're
say,
done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
And that's where I'm PTSD.
And really, that is almost, I hate to say it, it's an impossible question to answer.
I will give you the answer, but not on microphone.
Right. I get it. It's very difficult.
It is
to deal with somebody with mental illness in your family. It's how much do you give? What's the right amount? When do you cut them off? When do you set boundaries? These are all questions that are so difficult to answer. And the best thing that I could say to that is that we need to figure it out. You need to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to figure out what the best approach is. And the best way to do that, and it sounds cliche, it sounds trite, but it's go to therapy.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Talk about your issues.
Thank you for that.
Get to the bottom of it. And especially those of you who feel like you may be dealing with bipolar disorder, or maybe maybe you've been diagnosed. But I'm going to go back to episode 1. I've had a lot of clients come in to see me and they said, I'm bipolar. I'm like, how do you know that?
Right.
Well, I was diagnosed that when I was
12 years ago,
22 years old. And I'm like, well, yeah, but things can change. I'm not saying you ever recover from it, but you can manage it and cope with it better.
Right.
So I always have issue with clients who say, I'm bipolar, I'm schizophrenic, I'm depressed. I'm like, well, where did you get that information?
Who told you that?
Yeah. Well, really, but that's why I start with clients. I'm like, well, why do you believe that? What are the facts? What's the empirical evidence that leads you to that conclusion? And a lot of times people they can't answer it. They're like, I don't know. I was told that.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's true.
Right.
That's the big thing. So here's the thing, folks. To wrap up episode 4 of bipolar depression, if you feel like you have these symptoms of these cycles of mood, going to depressed to this manic phase, which we feel like the best way I can describe that is like being drunk.
Okay.
You're just apt to do whatever you feel like doing. Your judgment is compromised. You're doing whatever makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having these different episodes, it's probably a sign that you might be suffering with bipolar disorder. So the best thing to do is to go see a therapist. And I'm a little reticent to say this, but a lot of times medication is the answer.
Because you rely on medication as a last resort.
That's my approach.
That's your
last resort.
And you said it's like being drunk. No.
Yeah.
You just have these feelings of you're not in control.
Right.
And when you can recognize when you're not in control,
see, that's
on a
difficulty,
consistent
though. But people who are in a manic episode don't recognize that. They're just going off of what their mind is telling them.
And that's where the people around you are so important.
Well, and also a medical professional.
Yes.
A primary care, a therapist.
That's what I mean by people around you.
These are people who can guide you and get you the help that you need. Because, and I know for you clients out there who think they may have bipolar disorder, go see someone. That's the best thing I can say, because it can be managed. I'll give you a real life example.
Please.
When I graduated from college, my first job was at a community mental health place. It's called Downriver Guidance.
Yes, you had mentioned.
They still exist. It's Downriver Guidance Center now, but doesn't matter. But I dealt with dual diagnosed, which means substance abuse and some sort of mental disorder in the community. A lot of these people were schizophrenic. Most were bipolar. So they would have these manic episodes where they would just become psychotic in a way. So during that time, I dealt with these people, and you would never know that they were bipolar unless they were off their medication. Somebody at that place, I worked with so we had a team. I was the master's level clinician. There were a couple other bachelor's level clinicians, and there was a team leader. And then we also had a nurse who was on our staff. She would give injections or monthly medications, whatever. One day, this nurse doesn't show up. 3 or 4 days later, I'm like, what's up with, I'll call her
Marla.
Marla.
All right.
Call her Marla. I'm like, what's up with Marla? Where's Marla at? And my team leader said, she's going to be out for a while. She came back and she actually talked to me. She said, I'm bipolar. I was in a manic episode. I decompensated.
Wow.
I just had to go to the hospital. She was hospitalized.
She recognized
after the fact.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is somebody I worked with for a year. I would have never had a clue.
If they had
never. I would have never suspected it. I would have never said, oh, something's wrong with her, which in a way is kind of a good thing because I wasn't judging. But again, she was very,
she was just,
for all accounts, she was
always
normal.
there. She was there.
She was there.
She was doing her job.
Coworker.
Yeah.
She was my friend. We hung out. We had drinks. It just seems so foreign to me, but that shows me that somebody can seem like they're all together, but they could be dealing with this in the background.
Right.
So the best thing I could say is those of you who are experiencing whatever symptoms, whether it's a manic episode, whether it's a depressive episode, the big thing is to talk to somebody and get help. I know, and I'm going to generalize here for men out there. I know that's a difficult thing.
You're not wrong.
I mean, but I will say just over the past 30 years of practicing, probably 80% of my clientele are women.
Okay.
Only 20% are men.
So 10, 15 years ago, yes, men typically don't step up and say, I have an issue. I have an issue.
I need help.
In this day and age, men are becoming more open.
To be fair, I will say I've seen a lot more male clients in the last 5 years.
Men are more open to their feelings today.
Yep.
And they're going to continue to open up a little bit more over the next couple of decades.
Absolutely. Hopefully.
Because everybody is wired differently. And as new studies come out and they show these significant changes in behavior and it can be pinpointed in a certain way, you're going to see a lot more. It's going to equal out at some point.
Hopefully.
It should equal out.
Yeah.
That's my wish. That's my prayer. That's my hope.
Yeah. Hopefully so. So again, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms or you suspect something's just not right, go talk to someone. And here's the thing. I want to say this. I'm sure I've said it on this podcast before.
You've said a lot.
But don't, just because you go see a therapist doesn't mean that's the right therapist for you.
Correct.
You have to be comfortable. You have to work with a therapist who has your best interest in mind. Now, I hate even saying this, but it's the truth. Some therapists are just not good. It's just a fact. So make sure it's somebody that you can relate to, somebody that you feel like has your best interest at heart. You have the choice. You as a client always have the choice to say, I'm not clicking with Joe. I want to see Irina. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. But you have to feel like you're going to work with someone.
So in the DJ industry, they have individuals that are called hobby jocks. They're just there as a hobby.
Right.
Just to play music. It's a hobby.
They're just there to get a paycheck.
They're not a professional.
Right.
So you don't want to find yourself a hobby doc.
Right.
You need to find someone that is in it for you to get better.
Here's the thing. Therapists are just like the general population. There are good ones. There are bad ones. There are people with personality traits that you might not click with. That regardless, you need to be comfortable with who you're talking to. So make sure that you can say, I'm not comfortable with Joe. I want to see Bob.
Sure.
That's totally,
I need somebody else.
Advantage of that.
And whatever resource you're using, they will do the right thing and find you somebody that's more.
Hopefully so.
That is the next person, the next man up, right?
Next man up.
Because you don't know. because you need to go through that process to try to trust them again.
The bottom
try to
line
trust them in
is,
general.
if you feel like you're having any of these symptoms, it's important that you seek out help.
Yes.
That is the big thing.
Yes.
Now, again, I know Matt, I said this earlier, Matt reinforced it. Medication is not an answer, but it is a tool. It's a tool that can help you get better.
It's a tool. It's
Yeah.
not the it's
You
not
still-
the end all
you
be
still
all.
have to do work.
Yes.
You still have to do therapy. You still have to talk to somebody. You still have to focus on what you want to change.
Mhm.
But medication can help you do that.
Another medication change. Oh my God. I got to
know.
come off of this one and kind of go up on the.
And I know that is the challenge. It
Yes.
is psychologically, that's a tough challenge.
But it's there for it's medication for a reason, and they're making the change for a reason.
Right.
If you can not buy in, but understand the change, you will.
That's the big thing is people knowing that this is what the medication could do for you.
Yes.
And it's a lot easier to accept that.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I frame it this way to my clients. If you have heart disease or if you have high cholesterol, say it's at like 270.
Eat some freaking
it's
Cheerios.
off the road.
Just eat some Cheerios. I'm just kidding. Go on.
There are statins for that. There's medications specifically designed to reduce your cholesterol.
Yeah, your A1C levels,
which
yeah.
will help you be healthier.
Yeah.
So psychotropic medications are the same way. And I know a lot of people feel like, oh, I don't want to be taking I don't want to take this medication because it feels like I'm a failure, or I'm not strong enough to do it on my own.
Sure.
F that.
Mm-hmm.
Medication serves a purpose in the right situation at the right time to help you get past what you're dealing with.
The right situation at the right time. That's the important part.
And
don't take
again,
medication just to
reemphasize
take
this.
medication.
Medication is a tool. It's not a solution.
Don't take
You
medication
still
just
have-
to take it.
You still have to be active in therapy and trying to improve the areas that you want to improve.
Thank you.
All right. All righty, folks. That is it.
Whew, that was
is
tough.
our bipolar
Man.
disorder, episode 4. All right, folks, join us next Monday evening on Facebook Live, Motor City Hypnotist Facebook page. You can watch us, you can see us, you can interact, you can enjoy and engage in the conversation that we're having, be a part of the podcast.
Please.
Every Monday, right around 8 p.m., give or take a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time.